Now, why do you usually see news people, as you can see, they're a little bit like the politicians and that? Becomes that war at the time you elect the politicians. Uh, that's when the war upgrades. And how does it upgrade sometimes? How does these things happen when it comes to finance? As we hear all the time, definitely with America. America shows us the most of how politicians can go out of control in certain areas, right? And what they do is they use money. Everyone's talking about it lately. They use the credit card, the pocket. And what happens is the previous government can go to a news thing like ABC. ABC is funded by the government. Every year it's different. It depends on the government and the funding. And they get funding to $1 billion to $2 billion to half a billion, 500 million to run ABC, to make sure that ABC makes money to function. It's really hard for them to have 20 big buildings and pay for all that and 5,000 workers to mostly script other people's work. Isn't that about right, Emma? It's called cutting and pasting. That's what they do. Cut and paste, and then they put their point of view across. Pretty easy, actually. Um, in fact, one person can show that you can keep up with these people and you don't need so much. But it's just like having a shitload of lawyers, like everyone wanted to be, and you end up getting a shitload of. And they help for propaganda. That's why they stick around more. Right? Actually, sort of the problem of what would cause chaos if you actually understand science and knowledge and logic and outcomes. Right? And so what the government does is Albanese turns up to say ABC and goes, look, ABC, I'm going to give you $1 billion. Look, I've been giving you 500 or 800,000 or a billion, and I'm just going to keep it as a billion. $1 billion is it. It can be certain circumstances like that, right? And then he's moving on, right? And he's being realistic. But when you have competition, right, and you can easily say, definitely when that $1 billion is not his money, he's using the people's money, and the people do need a station, right? And so he believes that he can give that much money without looking too bad to the people that he's not given enough, right? And that the station functions and has plenty of same people doing the same shit. And so that's what happens. But if you have another person in the government about to come in, and so they can say this. So they hear about it too, and they usually can. They can look it up. So the first person's the ones that easily attack. So the person's already there. And then here comes the invader. So it's always easier to be the attacker because you don't know what's coming, the person that you're attacking. So it's easier for you to plan and then go do this, that, and not even. So it's easier usually to be the attacker than the defender. And so this is what happens. Then say Peter Dutton comes in and goes, well, ABC, I will give you if I get in. This is all you have to say. You don't have to do any more. But this is what you call, in a way, manipulating, definitely if they like cash or want more cash or need more cash. Right? And so you'd go in there and it's just the people's money. Right? And you go in there with a little bit more high of an offer. So I'll give you 1.2 or make it even more interesting. I'll give you half as much as more. I'll give you 1.5 billion. Right? So what does that do to the news crew when you hear that, or to anybody from any job? Right? If they need those things, they will jump on it, won't they? It's their job. It's an opportunity. They will take it. They'll even say if they want in all religions, they can use it, that it was a God-given thing. Right? And then when you see that happen and they do that, that's when they'll go, oh, now we get to pick what we can say. So we're going to start now drilling this person. All right? But if he offered 2, because you don't often see, let me know if you do, let me know these stories, where you see that the Prime Minister offered 2 billion, right? And then Peter Dutton come in with 1 and they were still on Peter Dutton's side. What do you reckon? Have you heard that story before? It's very rare. It's out there, eh, Emma? Right? Because what I'm saying is more likely right. When you get enough education, you'll start to find out that you can do a move and you'll get an outcome because you know how they're going to react. You know what they are, right? And they can't help but be what they are, even if you tell them to stop. They want an outcome and all they have to do is be quiet, but yet they've got a blab, but thinking they need a blab or be there to stop an outcome, even though they've already got told how an outcome can stop. Which I actually did a test in 1, 2, 3 just with my alarm. I was expecting anything to happen. But if things are expected, they might happen. And then when it did, I was ready for that too. Right? As I wanted to prove a point to their own selves of their own stupid, silly games they're trying to fabricate and make up. Right? Anyway, have a good one, everybody. And you let me know what you think about that. And if that's true, what does that mean? The world is run by And the monies and the propaganda that they get to spread. So the more you hear on TV, the free TV, and you get those people on your side, well, that's what you're going to hear. That's what propaganda is. That's what propaganda can be. Doesn't mean you hear it and they're saying it the most. Doesn't mean it's right or true. Isn't that right, Emma? Right? And Hitler used that exact propaganda, and how he got people on the side was money, and then he financed that money by attacking other countries and stealing their money and pulling out teeth and stuff. Right? But have a good one, and see you later.